Anduin with a fleet with black sails. The West has failed. It is time for all to depart who would not be slaves. Such counsels will make the enemy's victory certain indeed,
said Gandalf.
Hope on then,
laughed Denethor.
Do I not know thee, Mithrandir? Thy hope is to rule in my stead, to stand behind every throne, north, south, or west. I have read thy mind and its policies. Do I not know that you commanded this halfling here to keep silence? That you brought him hither to be a spy within my very chamber? And yet in our speech together I have learned the names and purpose of all thy companions. So, with the left hand thou wouldst use me for a little while as a shield against Mordor, and with the right bring up this ranger from the north to supplant me. But I say to thee, Gandalf Mithrandir, I will not be thy tool. I am steward of the house of Anarion. I will not step down to be the doted chamberlain in an upstart. Even were his claim proven to me, still he comes but on the line of Isildur. I will not bow to such a one, last of a ragged house long bereft of lordship and dignity. What then would you have?
Said Gandalf.
If your will could have its way, I would have things as they were in all the days of my life,
answered Denethor.
And in all the days of my long fathers before me. To be the lord of this city in peace, and leave my chair to a son after me, who would be his own master, and no wizard's pupil. But if doom denies this to me, then I will have naught, neither life diminished, nor love halved, nor honor abated. To me it would not seem that a steward who faithfully surrenders his charge is diminished in love or in honor,
said Gandalf.
And at the least you shall not rob your son of this choice while his death is still in doubt.
At those words, Denethor's eyes flamed again, and taking the stone under his arm, he drew a knife and strode towards the bier. But Beregond sprang forward and set himself before Faramir.
So,
cried Denethor,
thou hast already stolen half of my son's love. Now thou stealest the hearts of my knights also, and that they rob me wholly of my son at the last. But in this at least thou shalt not defy my will to rule my own end. Come hither,
he cried to his servants.
Come if you are not all recreant.
Then two of them ran up the steps to him. Swiftly he snatched a torch from the hand of one and sprang into the house. Before Gandalf could hinder him, he thrust the brand amid the fuel, and at once it crackled and roared into flame. Then Denethor leapt upon the table, and standing there wreathed in fire and smoke, he took up the staff of his stewardship that lay at his feet, and broke it on his knee. Casting the pieces into the blaze, he bowed and laid himself on the table, clasping the palantir with both hands upon his breast. And it was said that ever after, if any man looked in that stone, unless he had a great strength of will to turn it to other purpose, he saw only two aged hands withering in flame. Gandalf in grief and horror turned his face away and closed the door. For a while he stood in thought, silent upon the threshold, while those outside heard the greedy roaring of fire within.